Billionaires swear by this one strategy for unlocking extraordinary outcomes in their life. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a simple framework so that you can use it in your life today. Let's dive right into it. In the 1980s, Bill Gates started doing what he called a think week. He would go off the grid for an entire week to just read, think, and learn. He credited it later on with driving some of the most asymmetric outcomes in Microsoft's trajectory. Now, if you're like me, you probably don't have an entire week to go off the grid and just read and think and learn. But you can take a distilled version of that exact same practice and drive those same asymmetric outcomes in your life. In my book, The 5 Types of Wealth, I walk through what I call a think day, which is the exact practice that you can use to leverage these same principles in your life. It all revolves around 5 simple questions. You're going to go to a secluded place, a fresh environment that's going to encourage you to think big about your life. You're going to bring a journal and a pen. That's it. And then you're going to walk through these 5 questions. Question number 1. If I repeated my current typical day for 100 straight days, would my life be better or worse? This question forces you to zoom out and evaluate your current daily systems, the things you're doing on a daily basis. Are they contributing in moving you towards the life that you want to build for yourself, or are they holding you back or causing you to stagnate? Asking yourself that question is a really simple way to drill down on the effectiveness of those current daily systems. You need to hold yourself to the fire. You need to hold those systems to account. Question number 2. If someone were to observe my actions for a week, what would they say my priorities are? There are 2 types of priorities in this world: the priorities you say you have and the priorities your actions show you have. Sometimes, for many of us, there is a large gap between those 2 things. We say our priorities are one thing, but then our actions show that our priorities are something very, very different. Yet again, this question forces you to zoom out and look at your life from the bigger picture, from a third party's perspective. What would your actions actually say your priorities are? Question number 3. If I were the main character in a movie of my life, what would the audience be screaming at me to do right now? We've all been there, watching a television show or movie, and the main character is doing something that just makes us want to jump through the screen, grab them and shake them. Don't go into that basement. Go chase the girl to the airport. Don't let her leave. Whatever it is, you are the main character in a movie of your life, and the audience would be screaming something at you right now. There's something you are doing or not doing that is blindingly obvious from the outside looking in. This question creates that perspective. You force yourself to look at your actions, to look at the things you are doing from an outsider's perspective. What is the blindingly obvious thing that you should be doing or not doing right now? Question number 4. Am I hunting antelope or chasing field mice? This is a question derived from politician Newt Gingrich, who defined antelope as the big important problems and field mice as the tiny little urgent ones. Oftentimes in your life and in your professional career, you find that you are actually chasing field mice. You're spending most of your days worrying about the tiny little urgent problems that are consistently coming into your world. The reality is that the best outcomes in your life and in your business will come from hunting antelope, focusing on the big, important problems that are actually going to drive the asymmetric outcomes that you're looking for, the 10, 100, and 1000x outcomes that actually lead to real wealth creation. Asking yourself this question forces you to hold yourself to the fire, to hold yourself to account on whether you are spending your time and wasting your energy chasing the little field mice. And if you are, you need to adjust. You need to focus on hunting the antelope. And question number 5. What actions was I engaged in 5 years ago that I cringe at now? And what actions am I engaged in now that I might cringe at in 5 years? This is an interesting question that leverages the practice of mental time travel, zooming out from your current position and going into the past or going into the future to evaluate your current position. There are things that you used to do, actions, behaviors, mindsets, that make you cringe today when you think about them. Zoom to the future and think critically about what are the things you are doing, what are the beliefs you have, what are the mindsets you maintain that you might cringe at that date in the future. Do they need adjustment today? If so, start thinking about how you can change them in the present so that you won't cringe at yourself later. Those 5 questions offer a powerful way to reflect, zoom out, and provide new perspective on your life and on your path, both professionally and personally. The Think Day is a process that you can use once a month or once a quarter. It may take 2 to 4 hours, and all it requires is a simple open space, an open mind, and a journal and pen. It's a tool of billionaires that you can use for free starting today. If you enjoyed this, you're going to love my new book, The 5 Types of Wealth. It will help you design and build a life you love around the things you truly care about. It's filled with the actions you can start taking today to completely change your life. You can find it anywhere books are sold or at the5typesofwealth.com. Thank you, and as always, until next time, stay curious, friends.